of dollars in legal fees. Now you're backtracking on that?
Because, of course, you'll have to go, because you're going to have to go hire lawyers to be able to prove that this was part of their oversight.
I thought you just said they had immunity. Like, you can't have it both ways here.
Jesus, do you understand how...
Andrew Wilson destroys Brian Tyler Cohen on an episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored with Piers Morgan as well as others on the panel, where basically Andrew Wilson and others talk about the whole pardoning of those who investigated January 6th thanks to Joe Biden. Now, my thing is, why does Joe Biden have to pardon them? I mean, and also, if a lot of people on the left also argue that they have, immunity from it. So why do they need immunity from actually doing their job? Because they did the job. And Andrew Wilson is wondering the same thing as well, as he destroys Cohen and others who are on the panel who are leftists and stuff. And Andrew Wilson, as you all know, is pretty opinionated as well as have like a lot of facts to back up his argument. So Andrew Wilson is often wondering, and always uses logic of if this has to happen, then why do you need protection from it? Why do you try to justify it? So Andrew Wilson here is destroying once again Brian Tyler Cohen with Piers Morgan on Piers Morgan Uncensored. If you enjoyed what was shared in this video, go ahead, smash the like button and share the video far wide across social media. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
It was a committee, a big deal. They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir.
And Cheney was behind it. And so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee. For what they did, honestly, they should go to jail.
Yeah, so
what the hell is he talking about? So let's just preface this. None of that is true.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is true.
How do you know?
Just
out of
because he
interest?
says it doesn't make it true.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I would assume that because his
assumptions
lawyers
are a very
would have
dangerous
filed a
thing when it
motion.
comes to fact gathering.
I'm answering your
Are you
question.
saying that Donald
His
Trump's
lawyers
Justice
would have
Department is
filed-
going to manufacture evidence of crimes, or aren't you? Because if
Can
they're
I
not,
answer
you
the
have
question,
no
or do you want to
reason to
keep
pardon
interrupting
these
me?
people.
Well,
you're not really answering the question. You're going on a diatribe.
Well, you're not letting me answer. You're not letting me answer the question.
Answer, but be
Do I
concise.
believe
I
that
actually
he
want to hear it.
Okay. Well,
I want to stop right here because I want to let you all know in past videos, I've mentioned that people who are on the left and everything are the ones who try to go ahead and take their other laws and change it to certain groups of people. This woman right here, Julia, she said on an episode of The Five a few years ago, where they should go ahead and take the Civil Rights Act and go ahead and make it to cover those who are in the LGBTQ community and everything, instead of just only having to focus on Black American, African Americans and stuff. Yes, this is her. So if you actually think that her arguments on this episode is actually flawed, then guess what? You're right.
Well, actually, thank you so much for telling me how to speak. I
You're welcome.
think that Donald Trump just sent a very big message to Pam Bondi as to what he expects. And he expects her to start and to Kash Patel to start investigating these people. Whether they get indicted or not, it doesn't matter. It is expensive. It is consuming. And it becomes a huge pain in the you-know-what to be investigated by the federal authorities. And that is the message that he is sending.
Like the Russian collusion.
He knows full well that there is nothing that's been destroyed, because had it been destroyed, his lawyers would have filed a motion.
Yeah, but Julie, I would say to you,
They were not in a position where they could investigate
hang on.
They were not in a position to do that.
I would say to Julie, look, when you weaponize the justice system of the United States of America against a president of the United States, first ever criminal court case we've ever seen involving a president. And it's about shuffling some paperwork over an alleged one-night stand he denies with a porn star 18 years ago. When you render the justice system to be such a politically motivated farce, and most Americans actually thought that, when you do that as an administration, when you allow that to happen, you open up a whole can of worms. You've done it first. You've gone after this guy. You've tried everything you could, however petty, trivial, ridiculous,
now
to try
you
and put
reap
him
the
in jail.
whirlwind.
And when it doesn't work and it actually backfires and it fuels him and he ends up winning big.
So you're talking about a state. So you're talking about
Piers, that's
by the way,
New York
Piers, you're talking
case.
about a state. You're talking about a state charge that has nothing to do with Joe Biden. If you're talking about the federal investigation,
I'm talking about Democrat-motivated prosecutors who were doing their master's lead, right?
I don't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about the Justice Department, over which Donald Trump will have authority by appointing an attorney general, I am telling you that what the Justice Department under Joe Biden was investigating is the fact that Donald Trump refused to return classified information that he stored in his bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. It is the fact that he incited a violent riot that effectively harmed and hurt our transfer of power for the first time in our nation's history.
Well, you're now convicting him of all these crimes, which he's not being convicted of.
I'm not
None of them.
The only thing he's being convicted of is shuffling paperwork with a porn star. And let me rephrase. Hang on. Wait, let me rephrase what I was saying. I'm talking about weaponizing the justice system. Let's make it a more all-encompassing thing, where you have Democrat slanted prosecutors who just want to jail Trump, even if it's down for shuffling paperwork over a porn star. To me, it was utterly ridiculous, that case. And the idea that you then criminally convict...
I don't disagree with that.
Right.
Case.
So my point is, I don't think anyone
case.
disagrees with it, really. So here's my point, is that as a Democrat, you know, when you look at this, what's happening now, why wouldn't Trump do this? I mean, he's perfectly entitled to return the favor, isn't he? All's fair in love and politics.
To do what? To do what? Because
to be equally as aggressive. To be equally as aggressive.
Political targeting.
He has specific crimes with which he was charged. What are the specific crimes with which you want to charge Liz Cheney? That she stood up to Donald Trump?
Well, that's not the point. That's not the point. Hang on, that's not the point.
As a congressperson?
No, but Julie, the point is, we don't know, because what is being mooted is that there are going to be blanket immunities against any crime that may have been committed, which does, I'm afraid, prompt the question, what are they hiding? Why are you so scared? Yeah. If there's literally nothing there,
well, first
if none
of all,
of them did anything wrong,
do you see Liz Cheney
why do you need blanket immunity?
Because you have a Justice Department that was just told in very clear terms by Donald Trump to the people that he's putting in there, whom he considers to be his loyalists, that he believes that these people committed crimes by investigating him. That is what they're looking into. Not that they might have smoked pot back in 1974 in college.
Why would you need a pardon for that,
Not that they might have driven drunk in 1983. For what?
Yeah, but why would you need a pardon for that? It makes no sense. So if Trump is investigating, hang on. Let me ask the question. Even if it were the case that Trump wanted to open an investigation as to whether or not there was foul play during the previous administration's investigations of him, why in the world would this require a pardon to these people? That makes no sense to me at all.
Because
why would there be a requirement of a pardon?
Because why do these people need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees on dealing with BS?
So basically, her argument against Andrew Wilson, with the question that Andrew Wilson asked, is why do they have to pay a lot more money and stuff to be investigated? I mean, the thing is that they're basically having immunity, as Andrew Wilson is pointing out. Now, this is common sense right here. Anyone who basically, if they're being, given immunity and stuff, it's because it's for something that they know that they've done wrong. Okay, and Andrew Wilson is trying to get this point clear, but this lady right here, Julia, she decides to go ahead and use a flawed argument and stuff, saying that, they were just doing their job, and why are they being persecuted for this? And at the same time, they got immunity because of the fact that, it's going to cost a lot of money for them to go ahead and try to fight this thing. But Andrew Wilson is actually asking a pretty good question right here. And that's also an answer that I want to know to that question as well.
Which is part of their oversight duties to have done.
We don't know
they
if
were
it's
members
BS.
of Congress.
We haven't investigated it yet. What are you talking about? So we just can't investigate anybody because it could be bad.
It is part of their,
no, we don't know.
It is part. Listen, do you understand how it works? Have you ever worked on the Hill? Because I can tell you, they have immunity as senators and congresspeople to do their oversight responsibilities. There is
I thought you just said a second ago that there's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Now you're backtracking on that?
Because, of course, you'll have to go, because you're going to have to go hire lawyers to be able to prove that this was part of their oversight
I thought you just said
duties.
they had immunity. You can't have it both ways here.
Jesus, do you understand how this works?
Yeah.
You have to get a lawyer to go to court to tell a judge.
Okay, so then
all of this.
So they don't have
obviously
immunity?
don't understand how it works. You obviously. I'm sorry. Do you not understand what I'm getting here specifically? Because you're,
no, I don't understand why these people need to have a pardon. Because they might be investigated for potential crimes they may have committed.
Can I tell you something?
They have nothing to worry about because there were no crimes.
What are the
then
crimes?
why do you need the pardon? It makes no sense.
No, but Brian.
I mean, it's like Julie doesn't want to answer a simple question and stuff. Our answer was a question and stuff to his question. Andrew Wilson, rightfully so, he's trying to figure out why do they need immunity and everything if they were just simply doing their due diligence, as Julie said. And Andrew Wilson, on the other hand, he's actually trying to figure out why do they need immunity if they were doing their job and stuff. Now, that's also pretty much common sense to everybody. Like, if you're doing something that you think is the right thing to do, why do you need immunity from it? She's claiming that they have immunity as senators and stuff, and she's backtracking on the whole argument that it's going to cost thousands of dollars and everything to, fight the cases that may be brought, the charges be brought against them. And Andrew Wilson is actually trying to, basically get her to explain to him, as well as possibly even teach him, Andrew Wilson, a thing or two about how things work on the Hill, because it's like she's basically gatekeeping stuff, and Andrew Wilson is trying to go ahead and hammer it down to the further answer. Now, if you enjoy what's being said in this channel, go ahead and smash the like button for this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, so that way you're notified of future uploads and updates. Let's go ahead and get right back into the video.
Brian, hang on. And don't talk at once, please. Brian, you say, what are the crimes? That's the point. We don't know, and we may never know.
You're looking for crimes because Donald Trump is looking for crimes because he doesn't like Liz Cheney and the fact that she did oversight.
He genuinely believes she's broken. He genuinely believes she's committed crimes.
Here's the point. To Julie's exact point, first of all, what crimes? Second of all, it costs money to get legal representation to go prove all of this stuff. And third of all, it's moot because all of these people have immunity anyway. You are allowed to act in your oversight capacity in Congress and the Senate to pass legislation, to discuss this stuff.
You didn't care when Trump had to spend on lawyers. You didn't care about that.
But what law was broken? Yeah, you're right. They can't break the law, but there was no law that was broken. But it doesn't change the fact.
So why do you need an all-encompassing immunity if you've never broken the law?
Why do you need all-encompassing immunity if there's no laws broken?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me bring in Vinny.
I don't know if you guys are playing dumb or not, but the fact is,
I don't think it's us playing dumb, Brian.
It costs money to go forward with this.
Okay, I'm actually playing devil's advocate. I'll tell you what, look, hang on, I'm going to bring Vinny in, but
oh boy, it's like it's bad enough the people on the left are already smug as it is and everything, but at the same time, it's like if there's no crimes and stuff that they've actually facing, and as Andrew Wilson, even Piers Morgan asked, then why do they need blanket immunity? I mean, if you didn't commit a crime and everything, why in the world do you need immunity? It's like, and they're gaslighting Andrew Wilson and others that they're playing dumb and stuff. But the fact of the matter is they can't even give a simple answer to the question and everything. Like, and this, like Andrew Wilson stated, go ahead and investigate it and stuff. But at the same time, right when people say go ahead and investigate it, suddenly people come out saying that they have immunity and stuff. From what? And the only way you have immunity is if there's a crime committed and stuff, okay? And you're protected. Protected from what? Being tried, being sent to jail, so on and so forth. But all they did is call for an investigation, and suddenly they stated that these people who investigated January 6th have an immunity. And Andrew Wilson, rightfully so, is questioning, why do they need immunity and stuff if they didn't commit any crimes and stuff, and why do they need immunity, as Andrew Wilson asked, if they didn't do anything wrong? Okay, so let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoy what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. And also, if you haven't done so already, enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, so that way you're notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.